New babies born yesterday.
Yeah, I found out. Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach. I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for Thursday, August the 15th. We are broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also on BCTV as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. At this time, we'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll recognize Barbara Lopez, Executive Assistant to Commissioner Rivera, to read the public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Are there any additions or corrections for the August 8th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have two executive sessions, one on August the 8th dealing with litigation and one on August the 9th dealing with litigation, personnel, contract negotiations, and real estate. Is there any public comment on specific agenda items? Nothing in person or online. With that, we'll move into our agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Under that, budget. Adopt a resolution authorizing 2024 budget transfers in the amount of $45,000 and 2024 appropriations in the amount of $157,639 per listing dated August the 9th of 2024. We have one item listed under Human Resources. Authorize the appointment of Melissa Miller to part-time registered nurse supervisor, second shift, Berksheim. There are several items listed under the commissioners. Item A, bless you. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing Kevin S. Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute the third amendment to the parking facilities agreement between the South Central Transportation Authority and the County of Berks, extending the term of the original agreement for an additional 2 years, including an increase from $52 per space to $56 per space, subject to the final review and approval by the Solicitor's Office. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Operations Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer, to execute all necessary amendments to the parking facilities agreement between the South Central Transportation Authority and the County of Berks for the purpose of exercising the county's option to increase or decrease the total number of parking spaces through December 31st of 2026. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Child Welfare Education for Leadership Program agreement between the County of Berks, Lauren Howard, an employee of Berks County Children and Youth Services, and the University of Pittsburgh of the Commonwealth System of Higher Ed to participate in a graduate level social work program as outlined in Title 4B, Part 1 of the Commonwealth's Child and Family Services Plan. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Project Modification Request Form due to the move of the Victim Witness Assistance Unit from the Berks County Juvenile Probation Offices to the District Attorney's Office effective October 1st of 2024. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the Juvenile Probation Services Grant Agreement documents between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania through the Juvenile Court Judges Commission of the Office of General Counsel and Berks County for the fiscal year 24-25, and further authorizing the chair to execute all grant award notifications. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Juvenile Probation Services Grant financial statement for fiscal year 23-24. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a letter to the Juvenile Court Judges Commission to advise of equitable compensation being provided to the juvenile probation personnel in Berks County in accordance with subsection 200.1003 sub A of Title 37 of the Pennsylvania Code. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Hamburg Public Library's grant application for the COVID-19 ARPA Capital Projects Fund Digital Connectivity Technology Program. Item I, adopt a resolution designating Amanda Bensel, Chief Clerk, Commissioner's Office, as the Open Records Officer for the County of Berks pursuant to the code. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing Mitchell R. Darcourt, County Treasurer, to open a new bank account with Tompkins Community Bank, Reading, Pennsylvania, to collect and disperse funds associated with the Berks County Youth Center. Item K, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the equitable sharing agreement and certification to the Department of Justice and U.S. Treasury Department reporting the federal drug forfeiture money received and spent by the District Attorney's Office for the fiscal year ending June 30th of 2024. Item L, adopt a resolution authorizing Robert Patrizio, Chief Financial Officer, or in his absence, Kevin Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute and submit the application for volunteer accident medical insurance from October 1 of 2024 through October 1 of 2025. And item M, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Literacy Council applying for 100 laptops from the Digital Connectivity Technology Program of the Pennsylvania Broadband Development Authority to assist in providing digital literacy skills to our English as a second language students while in classes throughout the county. Item 2, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth in the contract agenda listing dated August the 12th of 2024. There are a total of 19 contracts. There is one with the Area Agency on Aging, 7 with Children and Youth Services, 5 with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 1 with the Commissioners, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, 1 with Facilities and Operations, 1 with Human Resources, and 2 with the Berks County Jail. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending August the 16th of 2024.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll now move to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with Mitch Darcourt, our county treasurer, with the treasurer's report. Turn your mic on, please. It's okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Langbach.
Today, we have an opening balance of $274,385,495.81. We have a balance to clear of $6,888,017.01, leaving us with a balance of $267,497,487.78.80. That is all.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Moving to our Berks County Controller, Joe Rutterow, with the Controller's Report. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the week ending 8/15/2024, we have a total accounts payable of $7,254,564.71. We have an employee payroll of $5,179,577.10 for a total cash disbursement of $12,434,141.81.
Thank you very much, Joe. And we'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart, for the ops report.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. We have nothing to offer at the present time. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we are to Commissioner's reports, and we'll begin with Commissioner Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. A few items. This past Saturday, I was able to attend the Berks Community Health Center celebration that they had right here on Penn Street. The Board of Commissioners had a proclamation proclaiming last week the National Community Health Center Week here in Berks County for all the work that the community health centers do here and throughout the nation as well. They meet the needs of the medically underserved in many, many different places. So we're grateful for their partnership and for the work that they do. We also had people there from the Children's Alliance Center of the county. They were there with a table, as well as many, many other vendors as well, providing information and services. There was a Rita's Italian Ice there. Great day and great weather. So thank you to everyone who contributed to that. So yesterday, Commissioner Linebaugh and I had the opportunity to attend the Ag Progress Days. My first time there. I know he's gone many times before. He has some pictures he's going to show, so I won't talk too much about it. I will let him do that. But something that impacted me, and I don't know if he'll share it, but while we were there, there was a young lady that came up and gave him a hug, and she was so happy. And it's a student that he had taken up 10 years ago. And she has been involved in the ag, and she was out there working. So it was great to see how someone that had gone to the event many, many years ago continued in the ag field. But also we went, it was the two of us, 4 kids from the Schuylkill Valley School District, as well as their ag teacher. Also, there was one of the kids, what was his interest? He did like the engineering, but what did you call him?
I called him a gearhead.
You hear him talking, I'm like, wow, this kid knows all this stuff. And it was amazing. He's a farmer, but he likes to, build different things and tractors and stuff like that. So he had the opportunity to go and see a tractor that was built by the engineering department of Penn State there. So a lot of different things, but I'll let Commissioner Linebaugh speak more about that. But a great opportunity to take those kids there for Ag Progress Days. Tonight is the 3rd annual Recovery Awareness Night at the Fightin' Phils. This is put on by SOS Berks and the Council on Chemical Abuse. So if you want to go, please reach out to my office. We have some tickets yet. There's different providers there for people who do have some substance use disorders. Information there, resources. So please, if you want to see the game tonight, again, it's the 3rd annual Recovery Awareness Night at the Fightin' Phils. The game starts at 7, gates open at 6, and we will have different vendors there that are part of SOS Berks. They're providing resources and information. Tomorrow morning, we will be holding the North Campus Employee Recognition Breakfast. That's held twice a year, once here, once at the North Campus. And it's to celebrate those employees who are achieving a 5-year milestone with the county. So we'll have people 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. See, Jessica, do you know the longest for tomorrow? No? Okay, I know we've had up to 35 years or 40 years. So long-term as employees, that says a lot to their commitment and how they feel working here at the county. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank all our employees for the work that they do here day in and day out at the county. When we meet with the new hires, we say it all the time. We're three of us. We're in part the face of the county, but the employees are the day-to-day face of the county, where we have the residents coming in to interface with the county government. So
40.
40 tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
40 is the top one.
So 40 is the top one. 40 years tomorrow. Someone's celebrating 40 years. So again, thank you to all our employees and congratulations to those who will be receiving their 5-year recognition tomorrow. Also, this coming Tuesday is the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance annual picnic. As far as I have understood, all three of us will be participating in the Home Run Derby. So next Thursday, we will know
That's
the
what they call
results
it.
of that. Huh?
I said that's what they call it.
I don't know if there'll be many home runs.
I don't know if there'll be any based on my years of participation.
Well, I heard Commissioner Santoni played baseball in high school and in college. So hopefully he will be representing the county in the Home Run Derby. So. And my last item is there will be no election board meeting today. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. We'll move over now to Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few items I want to report on. I know that last week my colleagues had reported pretty extensively on the CCAP conference. I also attended that. I thought it was a wonderful conference. I'm not going to get into the details. I know that was talked about it, but I did attend a few breakout sessions that I thought were very useful. Along with my colleagues, we were at the Resolutions and Policy Committee, a very important committee that deals with a lot of the policy issues that CCAP deals with, both at the state, local, state, and federal levels. I thought that was a very interesting session. And I also sat in on the jail oversight breakout session that occurred there and learned about basic stuff about jails and what other counties do with regards to oversight of their jails. So I thought it was a wonderful opportunity for me at my first conference, and I thought it was very, very helpful, and I met a lot of great people and learned a lot. I had the opportunity a few weeks ago now to meet with Congresswoman Madeline Dean, who wanted to tour our airport, Reading Airport, and see what some of the bipartisan infrastructure funds were being utilized for. I thought it was a great. I know Commissioner Leinbach was there for a time. He was able to stop by. We got a tour of the airport tower, which I thought was pretty cool. So we appreciate Congresswoman Dean's impetus in that. She's on the committee that oversees like where the money goes, it's being utilized properly. So we thought it was a good use of her time to come and see what's happening at our airport. I'm just going to mention this. There'll be a lot more information coming out about it. Spotlight Pennsylvania, which is a statewide news organization, is looking to start a bureau here in Berks County. There was focus groups established this past year. Heather Adams, who is the executive director of BCTV, led that charge, and it's an opportunity for local news. The newspaper isn't what the newspaper used to be, but they're looking at hiring an editor, and they're looking at hiring some reporters to get to the local community. The biggest feedback that she received from the focus groups was people really are concerned about what's happening at the local level, their school boards, their local municipalities, their counties, to see what's happening and to keep an eye and a transparent view on all of what's happening. So Spotlight PA, keep an eye on it. It's going to be a lot more information coming out. My County Connection show that we're taping tomorrow that will be shown on Monday will be focused on the information with regards to Spotlight Pennsylvania. They have one bureau right now up in State College, and we look to be the second one here in Berks County. Yesterday, I attended the new member orientation. I'm now a member of the Visitors Bureau. Reading and Berks County, Pennsylvania's Americana region is the official name of our Visitors Bureau. So I look forward to serving on that and giving county perspective from there. So I'm sure I'll be reporting a lot of that, a lot of the information from that board moving forward. And I'm going to take a personal note here, if I may. I wasn't here last week. Many of you know why. I lost my mother last week on Wednesday evening. She passed. Her funeral mass and her viewing was held on Monday. And I just want to say publicly, I want to thank my colleagues for their being there. I want to thank all the people, a lot of the people in this room who came and offered their respects to my mom. I can't tell you how important that was to me, to my father, and to my sisters, to know the thoughts. Even if you came to the viewing, send a note, send some flower, whatever it was, just had us in your thoughts. I just want to publicly state that it really meant a lot to my family and myself. So I want to thank you all for that. And I also want to give recognition to Berks. My mom spent the last few months of her life there. And they did an unbelievable job, not just for her, but also for my dad, who would go up there every day and sit with her, and they treated him very well. So I want to give them a note of thanks and how great a job that they have done. So again, thank you all for being so kind. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. I'm going to start by recognizing the passing of another individual, sharing my screen. I think many people are familiar with the name Verna Dietrich. Anyone that listened to WEEU over the years probably remember her radio commercials. They started out with, I think, 2 shots of a shotgun, and then she would come on and talk about if you're pheasant or whatever, you come on up, we can take care of that. And then all the different things Dietrich's Meats sold. But I'm showing you this picture. There are a lot of things I could talk about. I first connected with her and her family when my dad built Dietrich's Meats, the current Dietrich's Meats, when I was in high school back in the late 70s, if you need a timeline. But a number of years ago, Congressman Dent contacted me and said, "Hey, look, I know you know the Dietrichs, you're county commissioner. I'd like you to join me with a German delegation that is coming over." And that delegation came over. Verna Dietrich was the center of attention. This was not a setup. She wanted everybody to have some of the deli meats that they make. But what was fascinating, and I just want to be careful, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was Pierre, and I believe it's Steinbrook, that told her the Pennsylvania Dutch she spoke was the exact dialect of the area of Germany where he came from. They were talking back and forth. And that's interesting because my dad speaks Pennsylvania Dutch, and I grew up thinking that Pennsylvania Dutch was Low German, kind of German slang, not particularly good German at all. And that's not the case at all. This gentleman made it very clear to us. But she's passed on, 93 years old. I believe Sunday the 25th, they have an event coming up to honor her life and legacy at Kempton. But just want to offer my thoughts and sympathy for the family. She lived a long life. Ag Progress Days. I've been doing this since 2008. It was good to have Commissioner Rivera come up. We had a good time. We used a county vehicle, and my most immature passenger were not my high school students, nor was it the high school teacher. We had a former sheriff's Ford Expedition, and as I'm stopped at Palisades Drive and 183 at the light at Byrne Church, their cars different places. This guy decides to say, "I wonder if this button makes the lights come on." Oh, it did. What happens if I push this button? Yes, you did. Turn the siren on, turn that off. I told him, I said, "Hit that one more time, you get out of the car and walk." But we had a great time. Want to share some pictures with you. Ag Progress Days takes place in a part of the farm area of Happy Valley owned by Penn State. It's put on by Penn State. And so we took 4 students and their teacher. Lisa's a teacher from Schuylkill Valley. She's in her 2nd year of the ag program. It's, as rural as Schuylkill Valley is, they never had an ag program until 2 years ago. Lisa, and you'll see some other pictures of her. This is the building where Penn State has all of its different ag-related programs. Here are our students listening to a discussion on veterinary and biomedical items. This was a VR. This is kind of neat. Dairy. This is an opportunity to look and see a dairy operation with virtual reality. We also, and this right here is Alexa Davis, Commissioner Rivera, and Craig from Penn State Extension that took us around. Another one of the students, I think that's Sarah. No, that was not Sarah. That was Hunter, and this is Ian. You'll see another picture. Ian was the big guy in the group. I think he's 16, and he's taller than his dad. I know his dad is a tall guy, and he was the gearhead. This is fascinating. This is hydroponic gardening, but at the highest level. The staff here explained very carefully the program, how it worked, working to make it more cost effective as a alternative. You can see here the plants, this is chard, are entirely in water, and they make sure that they have the appropriate nutrients. Another one of the presenters, a former FFA gentleman, talked to each of these students. All of them are involved with Future Farmers of America. Again, another presentation. This is Representative Mark Gillen. I didn't get all the pictures of the people that they were able to meet, but to touch on them, Representative Gillen spent some time with the students. Also, Senator Judy Schwank. U.S. Senator Bob Casey. Let's see, I think those were the primary electeds. There's a couple pictures of Stacey Garrity, our treasurer. Here's Tim DeFore, was talking to our students. Then Mary Worth, and this is Mary Worth, has been involved with Penn State and leading Ag Progress Days for 20 years. This was her last Ag Progress Days. I talked to her afterwards. She's just a great, great lady. This is Public Officials Day, and so she was honored with special recognition. We then were able, after the dinner was over, to get together with Secretary of Ag, Russ Redding, Congressman G.T. Thompson. Congressman Thompson is the first Penn State grad to ever chair the House Ag Committee, and he is only the 3rd Pennsylvania congressperson to chair that committee, and the last one was in 1860. So it's really pretty exciting that he is in that position. I was able to introduce the secretary, and Secretary Redding has been fantastic. Every time I'm up there, he always takes time. He sees me, wants to know where the kids are, and takes the time to meet and talk with them. We then had a picture taken. This is Congressman Thompson, Commissioner Rivera. This is Hunter, Ian, Alexa, Sarah, Secretary Redding, Lisa, their teacher. I'm the old guy. And this is the brand new Dean of Agriculture, Dean Ott, from Penn State University. We also got our picture taken at the Nittany Lion, all made out of bales of hay. Oh, and I should point out, a lot of commissioners go up to this. This is Chip Abramovic. Chip is currently the chair of the board of the county commissioners. He's commissioner from Venango County. Good friends. I know good friends with Commissioner Rivera as well. And we saw him up there, said, come on in, jump in the picture with us. This is Ian. And because of Ian's interest in engineering and motors, and when I say he's a gearhead, in the truest sense of the word, when we drove up, which is like a 2.5-hour drive, about 2 hours and 20 minutes was Ian talking about different tractors he's worked on, different cars he's worked on. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it was clear he knew what he was talking about. And when he met with the Penn State engineering students, it was equally clear that he knew what he was talking about. This is a project that Penn State students do every year. They're given the motor and the back wheels, and then they have to build out a unique piece of equipment. They've used this in 2023 and 2024 in the competition, and they let us know that in 2025, and again, Ian knew what they were talking about, they're getting a different motor. These are traditional horizontal motors with a drive shaft. The motor they're getting next year is a vertical shaft, and it's a completely different system, so they haven't even figured that out. Right away, Ian said, oh, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? Because he knew what they were talking about. Just pretty cool. Another picture there. Drones. I got to tell you, drones, that I've never seen so many drones there being marketed for sale. This drone does two basic things. It can spread spray, actually three, spray, fertilizer, or cover crops. And it's $35,000 with all the equipment, plus if you want a generator, which you need, that's some additional money. But $35,000 is not that bad. This is spread is over 6 feet when it's completely opened up. It flies for 4 minutes, and in 4 minutes covers an acre. It comes right back down to its home, change out the battery because it's big, and then send it back up. If you know anything about the work that goes into doing this with regular equipment, the regular equipment is tens of thousands of dollars more and much more time consuming. So really interesting. The other question I always ask kids, are you red or green? Now, I don't know how many people know what I'm talking about, but if you're a farm kid, you do. You're generally either International or John Deere. Ian, everybody deferred to him. Ian is International hardcore, Case International. And so we went over to CB Huber. CB Huber is one of the largest international dealers on the East Coast. They're in Intercourse, Lancaster County. They had a huge display. But this is where we got our team picture. And again, everyone really had a great time. So I will stop sharing. The last thing I'm going to touch on is the GRCA Home Run Derby. I made the mistake of teaching Commissioner Rivera how to hit. Is that a fair thing? Yeah. He had no clue how to hit a ball.
Well, and I knew how to swing. I just didn't know how to hit the ball.
That's true. But as a result, he's beat me the last 2 years. Now, he is a lot younger than I am. I anticipate that Dante is going to do fairly well. But here's the joker in the deck. Lucine Sahelnik reached out to me. Everyone remembers Lucine. She's now the president and CEO of the chamber, and she said, when are you guys going to go practice batting? I'm going to participate. So tentatively, tomorrow, I think at 4, we're going over to the Berks County Youth Recreation Fields, the big show. What's that? Oh, I know it's on her schedule. And we're all going to be practicing. I have the bats. I have the balls, and we'll take chances here. The guess is you and I are going to pitch. I've had Commissioner Rivera pitch to me before. Unless you want to get hit, you and I need to do the pitching. But it'll be fun.
But I think to add, if we're looking at 3 of us plus Lucine, who's a former commissioner,
Right?
I think we also ought to invite Kevin as a former commissioner as well to form part of the group.
And why are you picking on Kevin? I know
I'm not
exactly why you're
he's a
picking on
former
Kevin.
commissioner, just as Lucine.
What-
So that would
Well, what was
complete
Kevin's
the group.
experience like at the home run derby?
I was never there when I was never there with him.
I will say I'm a better pitcher than a batter. That's,
Well said.
Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you.
So I encourage you, if you haven't been able to get your tickets for the GRCA picnic, it is a fun time. I can say pretty safely, based on the talent over the years, don't be offended, but I don't think any of the commissioners are going to win the home run derby. I think you would agree.
I agree.
There's some good talent, different businesses. Find someone in their company that comes out and participates, and it's a fun time. Looking forward to that. And I just got a text from Larry Medallia. Me too. I want to do it. I don't know. If you're here, maybe we can work something out, Larry. So with that, that concludes our comments from the commissioners. And we'll open up any row officer comments. Good to see JD here.
Maybe Mr.
The
Delgado.
3 amigos, Manny Mo and Jack. Very good. Well, thank you for being here. Any public comment? And there's nothing online.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting stands adjourned.